as we dive deeper into competition here at the Hawaiian Pro. Stop number 1 of the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. We enter round 4, heat 1, E.Ewing, M.Herdy, B.Lopes, and M.Bourez. Event champions coming into this heat.
It's a perfect style right there. Now the other side of things, you got M.Bourez, who's just pure Polynesian power. Love this guy. Oh! Splits there, falling on the inside bowl. So M.Bourez, wild way to start your heat. And you mentioned it, the ultimate QS warrior right here, B.Lopes QS ratings. So Ethan's got some work to do. But you said it, Chris, we are into round 4. So now we're getting kind of deep, but huge, absolutely huge to get it in the quarterfinals.
This is going to be a battle, 30 minutes on the clock. Started off right here with the explosive surfer out of Brazil. Wasn't up long enough for me to fully dive into how good this kid is. M.Herdy with much, but that will open up the heat. And here we go right behind him. The technically perfect E.Ewing. See the style here? He just shows no weaknesses. And his form is spot on. You can tell he draws a lot of inspiration from guys like Mick Fanning, Andy Irons, Joel Parkinson, you know, just that really smooth style. He always seems to be on rail.
Chiseled, you know, he's that type of surfer, doesn't really look like there's anything wrong with it. Can't find much of anything negative to say. It's perfect style, perfect technique. Just a crazy amount of flow and power. Love that little snap right there.
Pretty throaty, you know, just double overhead on the sets. But of course now today, the biggest we've seen of the competition window. 25:10 on the clock, and leave it to the Spartan to just throw hammers at the wall of this wave. He goes down. Love the malicious intent that we see from Bourez every time he goes through his bottom turn, top turn combo. There's M.Herdy showing us a different look. This guy, of course, has all the aerial antics we've come to expect from these up-and-coming young surfers rising up to the QS ranks, but he's showing us over the past few days a lot of power, a lot of poise, and he's been surfing his way through a lot of really tough heats, and he'll be on the board with that last wave. And here we go, B.Lopes. Never underestimate this powerhouse surfer out of Brazil. Always see his name in the latter rounds of these big QS contests, especially over here on the North Shore. See right there, I mean, he's built for it. Big guy, really strong on his feet. Seems to be just have this attachment to his board. He never falls. Lose a lot more than you're going to win. So you hang on to those victories and you try to have those wins give you that momentum, give you that drive to keep on going. This is a look back at M.Bourez. Of course, he's had a lot of success on the QS and the CT. What's he signaling for here, Ross?
These ones, and it's almost puts a little pressure on you to come and do it, but it also like gives you a reason to do it as well. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Well, that huge 9-point ride with that long rooftop airdrop floater, everyone was out of their seats and the beach went crazy when that happened. Most of us will never be able to do that. Can you just walk us through kind of the slow motion aspect of that maneuver and what happened as you're falling back down to the flats?
I consolidated saw, but I did see that like I could get over the top of it, and I was just hoping that it was going to let me back off the lip, and fortunately it did. It's funny, you know, Dad's always told me, don't go and do those crazy things. So you just break boards, you do. But you know, sometimes they do pay off, and fortunately that one did.
They've got 2 massive tests here at the Hawaiian Pro and up at Sunset Beach for the Vans World Cup. 20,000 points at stake for these last 2 events. Can M.Herdy get on a run here? He's already had some solid results here at the Hawaiian Pro. Blasting the lip there. Secondary snap on that inside section, so a nicely executed final maneuver for M.Herdy. Nice and patient through that bottom turn, waiting for the wave to present itself.
Kind of flexing that MCL there against the deck of your board, but geez, it looks nice. So beautiful snap there from Ethan. And this is a lightning speeder here. Watch this. Bang! I mean, that was a half a second right over shallow reef. See E.Ewing flying down the line, waiting for it. Beautiful carving snap, fully engaging his rail. Whips it into a absolute pleasure. You know, it's not a limb out of place. Just makes it look way too easy. Watch his back knee and his back leg. A lot of that has to do with it. You can see how it just kind of arches towards the deck. It's a powerful move.
Finish that wave. And I know we keep saying how perfect and how just elegant and nice his surfing is, but you watch it at home. I mean, try to pick apart E.Ewing's style. And then you come to Paradise and you're faced with monsters like this. Unruly look here at Haleiwa as we enter the 4th round. M.Herdy is going to make the most of it, finding himself in position, somehow cranking through an incredible bottom turn. A searing pair of turns from M.Herdy. He's screaming at the beach, give it to me. A beautiful second turn. Just pure savagery attacking the lip. And he deserved to shout, yell, and celebrate making that turn
fast. And you know, there's more than one way to be a powerful surfer. You know, I think of someone like Rob Machado in my generation who was, you know, not bulky. He wasn't Johnny Boy Gomes of surfing. Mateus reminds me of that. He's just got perfect technique and timing, so he can throw a lot of spray, not just with pure muscle, but with great timing and speed. So a good display there. He threw a lot of water in that snap on the toilet bowl.
Of course, Ewing, who we all saw jump onto tour pretty easily and then get knocked off relatively quickly. There's a lot to prove for this young surfer, and right there, can he hang on? Almost.
Mateus.
I like what I'm seeing here from M.Herdy. This is cool. So now we're at 4 minutes. Here goes Ewing, slicing into this nice Haleiwa face. Comes around this second again, just nicely done. You know, very, very calming surfing. And as you get into these later moments in the heat, maybe that's where we're seeing a potential slight weakness for Ewing.
Circles back to what opened this conversation with style. You know, Ethan has such perfect technique that, you know, he makes everything look a little easier than what he's actually doing. That roundhouse right there, it's actually super difficult to do.
Knees all still intact. Griffin Colapinto. And this is no time to be trying kickflips, Bourez.
We need to do a highlight reel of Michelle's wipeouts.
This last wave, that critical. All right, so Bourez taking off, but B.Lopes has priority, so he's allowed to drop in on Bourez. Bino goes up in the lip. Line up. Last chance for Ewing. Trying to get around this big section. He does, onto the open face. Starts off with a carve. The wave gets messy all around him. And that wave, young surfer from Australia, that leaves M.Herdy. Potential victory lap here. Real foamy on the face of this wave. It does well to keep his fins engaged. Low score for M.Herdy was a 5.77. Pair that with his 8.17. He will be in that second advancing position.
Oh, turnaround. They held on nicely.
So it's going to be B.Lopes, the journeyman QS warrior, getting the win, along with M.Herdy.